You have everything it takes to achieve your dreams. Every single ounce of power you need is already within you. The key to unlocking it is willpower, and today we're going to show you how to build it stronger than ever. No matter where you are right now, whether you're facing challenges or feeling stuck, you can break through and reach your goals. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's about taking action every single day, no matter how tough it gets. This video is for those who are ready to push past their limits, conquer distractions, and take control of their life. We're going to dive deep into the real steps to building willpower, and by the end of it, you'll have the tools you need to stay focused, committed, and unstoppable. Stick with us because the power to change your life starts right here, right now. Let's build your willpower for success, and let's do it together. Unlock your true potential with willpower. If you've ever wondered why some people achieve remarkable success while others seem to struggle, no matter how hard they try, the difference often comes down to this simple truth: willpower. It's the invisible force that shapes the actions of the successful and the failures of those who just can't seem to get things moving. But here's the secret that successful people know. It's not about having some special gift, some unique talent, or extraordinary circumstances. It's about harnessing the power of willpower. Willpower is the muscle you can build. The muscle that, when fully developed, gives you the strength to push through obstacles, to do what needs to be done even when you'd rather be doing something else, to stay focused on your goals when distractions scream for your attention. And trust me, I know it's not always easy. Life has a way of throwing us curveballs, of tempting us to take the easy way out or give in to comfort. But if you can learn to harness your willpower, you can push through anything life throws at you. The first step in unlocking your true potential is understanding that you already have the capacity for willpower inside you. It's not something you have to search for, and it's not something you need to wait for. You already have it. It's in every decision you make, every choice you have to stand up for what's right, every moment you feel like quitting, but find the strength to continue anyway. Willpower is that quiet, persistent voice inside of you that refuses to give up. It's that fire that burns inside of you, even when it feels like everything around you is trying to snuff it out. Now, willpower isn't something you're born with in perfect measure. It's not something you're handed at birth like some people are handed a great athletic ability or a creative mind. Willpower is something you develop over time, something you build by making small, consistent choices every single day. It starts with the little things, the choices you make when you wake up in the morning, the decisions you make at work, and how you treat yourself when things get tough. And here's the beauty of it. The more you use your willpower, the stronger it gets. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens. But if you push yourself to use it, it grows. Let me tell you something that might be a little hard to hear, but it's the truth. Most people fail in life because they lack willpower. They fail to make the right decisions. They fail to follow through on their commitments. They fail to keep pushing when things get hard. But here's the good news. This isn't permanent. You don't have to accept this as your reality. You can change it. And the moment you take control of your willpower is the moment you start unlocking your true potential. So how do you start? First, you have to realize that willpower isn't a magical force that only a select few people possess. It's something you can tap into at any time. But and this is important, you have to train it. Think about any successful person you admire. I guarantee you, they didn't get there by simply hoping for the best or waiting for the stars to align. They made intentional choices, they practiced discipline, and they cultivated their willpower over time. Willpower isn't about just saying no to temptation. It's about making the better choice even when the easy choice is staring you in the face. It's about doing what you know is right, even when it's difficult, inconvenient, or uncomfortable. When you understand that willpower is something you can strengthen, everything changes. You stop thinking of it as a limitation and start seeing it as an opportunity. You realize that the more you use it, the stronger you get. And here's the thing, as your willpower grows, so does your confidence. You start believing in yourself more. You start trusting that you have what it takes to follow through, to succeed, and to keep going when others would have quit. And that, my friend, is the secret to unlocking your true potential. But let's get real for a moment. It's not always going to be easy. Willpower is going to get tested. Life is going to throw distractions at you. The journey won't always be smooth, And at times you might feel like you're not getting anywhere. But that's where the power of persistence comes in. When you keep pushing, even when it feels like nothing is happening, that's when you're building real strength. That's when your willpower is growing, and that's when you're truly unlocking your potential. So how do you begin? How do you take that first step toward unlocking your true potential? The answer is simple. Start by committing to small, achievable goals. This is where most people go wrong. They set huge goals that feel impossible to achieve, and when they fall short, they lose hope. But success doesn't work that way. It starts with small wins. Maybe it's committing to get up an hour earlier every morning, or deciding to work on a goal for just 10 minutes a day. It's about creating momentum. Every small victory, every time you push through and make the right choice, builds your willpower and gets you closer to unlocking your true potential. Here's the truth. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep taking action, no matter how small, because every time you act with intention, every time you make the choice to push through and stay focused, you're building that willpower and you're unlocking your true potential. So my friend, if you're ready to tap into that power, if you're ready to unlock the greatness inside of you, it starts with making that decision today. It starts with realizing that you don't have to wait for the right moment. You don't have to wait for things to be perfect. You have everything you need right now to start. And every time you make the choice to move forward, to take action, to commit to your goals, you'll see that potential unfold. Your true potential is waiting for you. All it takes is the strength to believe in yourself and the willpower to keep going. So what are you waiting for? Step into your greatness and start unlocking your true potential today. The secret ingredient to consistent success. Success doesn't happen by chance. It's not the result of luck, timing, or a special break. It's about consistency, and the driving force behind that consistency, willpower. The secret ingredient that separates the successful from the ones who simply talk about their dreams. If you want to achieve anything meaningful in life, you need willpower, and you need it in spades. But what makes willpower the secret ingredient to consistent success? It's because willpower is the muscle that keeps you going when everything inside of you wants to stop. It's what helps you push through the tough times, keep your head down when distractions are loud, and stay focused on your goals when life is begging you to take the easy way out. Willpower is what makes the difference between a dreamer and a doer. It's the fuel that drives your journey. And if you learn how to tap into it, you'll never have to worry about whether or not you can succeed. The question won't be, can I do it? The question will be, what's next? Imagine this, you're in the middle of your day, you've got a million things on your plate. There's a temptation to procrastinate, to put off the work, to take a break, or give in to an easier choice. What separates you from the person who will fail in that moment is your ability to summon your willpower. And when you use it consistently over time, you build a habit of success. Because every time you make the right choice, when you choose discipline over comfort, you are creating a powerful momentum that leads to one success after another. The people who achieve greatness aren't necessarily the ones who are the most talented, the most gifted, or the luckiest. They're the ones who have mastered the art of staying the course, of doing the work day in and day out, regardless of circumstances. Why? Because they have willpower, and they use it. They don't give up when things get hard. They don't quit when it feels like the odds are stacked against them. They understand that success isn't about taking shortcuts or finding the fastest route. It's about doing the work consistently, no matter what. Here's the beautiful thing about willpower. It's not a trait you're born with or without. It's something you develop, something you can strengthen over time. It's just like any other skill or muscle, you have to work it out. It's not a matter of whether you have it or not. It's a matter of whether you're willing to exercise it daily, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Think about it. No one ever reached their highest potential by taking the easy way out. No one ever achieved greatness by avoiding hard work or challenges. Success is built on the back of tough choices and tough days. And willpower is what helps you show up when things get hard. It's what keeps you going when you want to quit. And the most successful people, they understand this better than anyone else. Let's dive deeper into why willpower is the secret ingredient to consistent success. It's not just about pushing yourself to work harder, it's about pushing yourself to work smarter. Success doesn't come from grinding endlessly without a clear direction. It comes from knowing what you want, having the discipline to pursue it, and the willpower to push through the moments when it feels easier to quit than to continue. Every single action you take is a step toward either success or failure. It's that simple. Willpower ensures you're always moving forward, even when it's difficult. It's like this every time you're faced with a choice, whether it's to push through and complete a task or give in to distractions. Your willpower decides the outcome. Every time you choose discipline, every time you choose to do the hard thing, you're taking a step toward your future success. Success doesn't happen in a vacuum. It doesn't just land in your lap. It's built, it's earned, and it's earned with willpower, consistency, and the ability to push through when others would rather quit. Now, here's the kicker. You're already building willpower every day, even if you don't realize it. Every time you choose to stick to your plan, every time you make a choice that's in alignment with your goals, you're strengthening your willpower. The more you practice using it, the easier it gets, and the stronger your willpower gets, the more success you're going to see in your life. So when it comes down to it, willpower isn't just some mystical force. It's a skill, a muscle, a tool that you can develop and use to propel you forward. Think of willpower like a muscle at the gym. The first time you pick up a weight, it's heavy. It feels awkward. It's not easy. But the more you train with it, the stronger it gets. And after a while, the weight that once felt impossible to lift becomes easy. Your body gets used to the pressure, your muscles grow, and your strength increases. The same thing happens with willpower. At first it may feel difficult to resist temptation or stick to your commitments. But over time, as you train your willpower, those once difficult choices become second nature. You'll find yourself staying focused longer, working harder, and persevering through challenges with greater ease. This is why the most successful people don't give up after one failure, one setback, or one mistake. They know that willpower is a muscle that needs time to grow, and they know that every time they push through a tough day, they're getting stronger. Willpower is what keeps them showing up when things get hard. It's what keeps them going when the path ahead seems unclear, and it's the secret ingredient to consistent success, because it keeps them on the path, even when the going gets tough. But you're not just building willpower for the sake of building willpower, you're building it for success. And once you learn how to tap into your willpower, once you learn how to make it work for you, you'll start to see your dreams take shape in ways you never thought possible. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. The journey is not about perfection, it's about perseverance. It's about the commitment to keep moving forward, no matter how many obstacles you face. Willpower is what fuels your success. It's what makes you resilient in the face of adversity. And when you make it a habit, when you strengthen it every single day, it becomes the most powerful tool you have in your arsenal. Because success doesn't come from avoiding hardship, it comes from overcoming it, time and time again. So if you're serious about your success, if you're serious about taking control of your life and achieving your dreams, then it's time to start building your willpower. It's time to make the decision that no matter what life throws at you, you will keep going. Because with willpower on your side, there's nothing you can't accomplish. It's the secret ingredient to consistent success, and it's yours for the taking, if you're willing to put in the work. Build willpower by mastering your daily habits. Success is not a matter of chance. It's the result of the decisions we make every day. The small choices that pile up over time, shaping our future in ways we might not even notice at first. If you're looking to build real willpower that will take you to success, you have to understand this. It all starts with mastering your daily habits. These aren't just any habits. These are the habits that give you the strength to push through the tough days, the habits that build the foundation for a successful life. When we talk about willpower, we often imagine a burst of energy, one moment of strength when you make a decision to push forward. But here's the truth. Willpower isn't something that comes from a single moment of strength. It's something that's built through consistency, through showing up every single day and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And the best part, it doesn't have to be complicated. The secret to building unshakable willpower is as simple as mastering your daily habits. You're not going to suddenly wake up one day and feel ready to conquer the world with a new surge of willpower. That's not how it works. Willpower is like a muscle. It gets stronger with regular exercise, but here's the key. You don't have to train it all at once. It's about making small, deliberate decisions every single day. Each time you choose to follow through on your commitments, even when it's hard, you're building that muscle. And over time, those small decisions start to compound, building momentum in your life that will carry you through the toughest moments. Think about your day for a second. What are the habits that make up your routine? Whether you realize it or not, those habits are either strengthening your willpower or draining it. Every time you skip a workout, delay a task, or procrastinate on something important, you're weakening your willpower. But on the flip side, every time you follow through, you're strengthening it. It's as simple as that. Willpower isn't about brute force. It's about consistency. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, doing what needs to be done even when it's uncomfortable, and pushing through the resistance. Take a look at successful people, the ones who seem to have it all together. It's not that they're superhuman. It's not that they have some special gift or talent that the rest of us don't. What they have is consistency. They've built the right habits that fuel their success every day. Whether it's waking up early, sticking to a workout routine, or working on their goals, these people have made certain habits non-negotiable. And those habits, those small daily choices, are what give them the willpower to keep going when others give up. If you want to build willpower for success, the first step is to take control of your habits. Look at your daily routine and ask yourself, are my habits aligned with my goals? If not, it's time to make a change. This isn't about huge dramatic shifts. It's about making small adjustments, one habit at a time. If you want to be more productive, start by setting aside time every day to work on your goals. If you want to get in better shape, start by working out for just 20 minutes a day. You don't have to start big, but you do need to start. Those small actions will snowball into bigger ones. And before you know it, you'll have a routine that fuels your success. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build willpower is thinking that they need to make big, drastic changes in their life all at once. But that's not the way it works. It's the small, consistent actions that matter. When you focus on building one habit at a time, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. Don't worry about making everything perfect. Just start with one small habit, and once that becomes part of your routine, move on to the next. Before long, you'll have a set of habits that are working for you, building your willpower and moving you closer to your goals every day. Now here's where things get interesting. As you start building these habits, you'll begin to notice something incredible. The more you follow through on these small tasks, the stronger your willpower will become. It's a cycle that feeds itself. Each time you successfully complete a task, you're reinforcing the idea that you can do what you set out to do. This builds confidence, and confidence builds willpower. The more confidence you have in your ability to follow through, the easier it becomes to make decisions, to push through obstacles, and to keep going when things get tough. But it's not just about building willpower. It's about making that willpower work for you. The more you build, the more you'll find yourself taking on bigger challenges, setting higher goals, and achieving things you never thought possible. Success is built on a foundation of willpower, and that foundation is made of the habits you choose to cultivate every single day. So what habits should you focus on? It all depends on your goals. If you want to be more successful in your career, build habits that move you toward your professional aspirations. If you want to improve your health, start with small habits like eating healthier, exercising regularly, or getting more sleep. If you want to improve your relationships, focus on habits that foster better communication, understanding, and connection with others. Whatever it is you want to achieve, it all comes down to the small daily habits that support your goals. Here's a simple truth. You can't expect to build willpower by relying on willpower alone. Willpower is strengthened by the habits you create. And once those habits become ingrained in your life, your willpower will become unstoppable. You'll be able to tackle bigger challenges, stay focused on your long-term goals, and push through moments of doubt and resistance with ease. In the end, it's all about the choices you make every single day, the decisions to get up, to keep going, to stay focused on your vision. Those small decisions, made consistently, are what build the willpower you need to succeed. You have the power to create your success. All it takes is mastering your daily habits and building the willpower to make those habits non-negotiable. Remember, success doesn't come overnight. It comes from doing the work day in and day out. But when you focus on the small habits, when you stay consistent, and when you build that willpower over time, you'll find that success becomes not just a possibility, but an inevitable result of your efforts. The role of discipline in building willpower. Success is not a result of magic or chance. It's the result of choice, discipline, and the actions we take every single day. If you're serious about building willpower and creating the life you dream about, you need to understand this. Discipline is not the same as willpower, but it is the foundation of willpower. The reality is simple. Without discipline, even the strongest willpower will eventually crumble. Willpower is about pushing through when things get tough. But discipline is the habit of doing what you need to do, day in and day out, no matter how you feel. It's the consistent actions that you take, even when you don't want to, that will shape your destiny. So if you want to succeed, you need to master discipline first. When we look at successful people, we see them moving forward, achieving their goals, and doing things most others won't do. But here's what they know. Success isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making the decision to take consistent, disciplined actions, regardless of how we feel. Most people think willpower is this magical force that comes in a moment of inspiration. But the truth is, willpower is a muscle. And just like any muscle, it gets stronger with practice. But what fuels that muscle? Discipline. Discipline is the routine, the structure, the commitment to doing what needs to be done every single day, whether you feel like it or not. When you create a disciplined environment in your life, you give your willpower the best chance to grow and thrive. If you want to know how to build willpower, you have to start by strengthening your discipline. Here's the secret. Discipline is about doing the little things that matter even when no one is watching. It's about committing to your goals, showing up every day, and staying focused. It's about sticking to the plan, even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when distractions are pulling you in every direction. Discipline doesn't come from a place of motivation. It comes from a place of decision. It's a decision to do what needs to be done, regardless of the circumstances. Discipline doesn't have to be rigid or overly structured. It's about creating the right habits and routines that allow you to consistently move closer to your goals. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect or do everything perfectly. It means you need to start taking action every day. Whether it's waking up early, sticking to your workout routine, or making time to read and learn something new, it's those small disciplined actions that make a difference. When you focus on discipline, you shift your mindset from feeling like success is something that happens to you, to realizing that success is something you create by showing up and doing the work. Building discipline takes time, and it won't happen overnight. But it's those small choices that you make every day that will slowly shift your mindset and behavior. The key to building discipline is understanding that it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up every day, doing what needs to be done, and staying focused on the long-term goal. And the more you practice discipline, the stronger it gets. Eventually, you won't have to think about it anymore. It will become second nature. Your actions will be automatic, and you'll find yourself doing things you once thought impossible. One of the biggest challenges people face when trying to build discipline is dealing with the discomfort of change. It's easy to fall into old habits, to go back to the comfort of what's familiar. But here's the truth. Change isn't supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to challenge you, to push you out of your comfort zone, to help you grow. Discipline requires you to make decisions that might feel uncomfortable at first, but those are the decisions that will pay off in the long run. When you commit to doing something, even when it's hard, you're building both discipline and willpower. Every time you make the tough decision, every time you stick to your plan, you're reinforcing your commitment to your success. Let's talk about what happens when you're disciplined. It's not about being a robot who follows a schedule without deviation. It's about knowing what needs to be done and doing it. And when you do that, something incredible happens. You start to feel empowered. Discipline gives you a sense of control over your life. When you decide to do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it, you start to believe in your own ability to succeed. And that belief, it strengthens your willpower. Willpower is not about how much energy you have in a single moment. It's about how much strength you have over time. And discipline is what turns that strength into results. Another crucial thing to understand about discipline is that it is a choice. Every day you are making choices about how to spend your time, energy, and attention. If you choose to be disciplined, you're choosing to put your focus on what truly matters. It's about saying no to distractions, no to temptations, no to the things that pull you away from your goals. It's about putting your energy into the things that are going to bring you closer to success. And that's where willpower comes in. Willpower isn't just about saying no to things, it's about saying yes to the things that are going to move you forward, even when it's hard. Building discipline requires persistence. It requires you to push through the tough moments, to stay focused on your vision, and to keep going when everything inside of you wants to quit. But here's the beauty of it. Every time you push through that resistance, you're building not just discipline, but willpower. Willpower doesn't come from trying hard once in a while. It comes from showing up consistently and doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard. When you do this, you train your mind to stay focused on the goal, and eventually the work becomes easier. Not because it's less difficult, but because your discipline and willpower have made it easier to push through. If you're struggling with discipline, start small, look at your day, and find one area where you can make a change. Commit to doing it every day, no matter what. And as you build that small habit, you'll start to notice something amazing. You'll feel more in control of your life, more confident in your ability to succeed. Your willpower will begin to grow, and you'll find yourself achieving things you once thought were out of reach. Remember, discipline is the bedrock on which all success is built. Without it, even the strongest willpower will fall short. But when you make discipline a non-negotiable part of your life, you give yourself the best chance to succeed. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and staying focused on what truly matters. When you do that, your willpower will grow, and success will no longer feel like a distant dream. It will become your reality. So make discipline your foundation, and watch your willpower and your success soar. How to set clear, achievable goals. It all starts with clarity. If you don't know exactly what you want, how can you expect to get there? Too many people wander through life with vague dreams and undefined goals, wondering why they're stuck in the same place year after year. What separates the people who achieve extraordinary things from those who don't isn't talent or luck, it's clarity. They have a vision of where they're going and the goals they must hit along the way to get there. Without clear goals, you're just spinning your wheels. And the more you spin, the more exhausted you get, only to find you're no closer to your destination. Think about it for a second. When you set a clear goal, you give yourself something to move towards, something to focus on. It's like getting into a car with a map. If you know where you're headed, even if the road is bumpy or the weather isn't perfect, you can make it through because you have direction. But when you don't have clear goals, it's like driving aimlessly without a map. You may feel busy, you may feel like you're doing something, but you're not getting anywhere. That's why goal setting is essential. It's the map that guides your actions, helps you stay on course, and ensures that the time and energy you're investing are leading you towards something meaningful. The first thing you need to do to build willpower is set clear, achievable goals, not just big, lofty dreams. You need goals that are specific, measurable, and most importantly, within your reach. If you set goals that are too far out of your grasp, you set yourself up for frustration. You need to understand your current reality and set goals that push you just outside your comfort zone. But you also need to be realistic. If you set yourself up for failure from the start, your willpower will falter before you ever get a chance to build it. Start by breaking down your big goals into smaller, more manageable tasks. This is how you build momentum. It's not about focusing on the massive mountain ahead. It's about focusing on the next step. When you break down your goals into smaller, bite-sized actions, you can start to feel like you're making progress. That feeling is the key to building willpower. Each small victory feeds your motivation, making it easier to push through the next challenge. And before you know it, you've built up so much momentum that you're climbing that mountain without even realizing it. But what's even more important is understanding why you're setting these goals in the first place. Goals without a why are just things you check off a list. It's the deeper purpose behind your goals that fuels your willpower. Why do you want to achieve this? Why does it matter to you? When your goals are tied to something personal, something that genuinely excites you or makes you feel alive, it becomes much easier to stay committed. Willpower thrives on passion. If you don't have a strong reason behind your goals, your willpower will fade when things get tough. Let's break it down even further. Let's say you want to get in better shape. That's a great goal, but it's not specific enough. Instead, say, I will exercise for 30 minutes every morning before work. Now you've got a specific, measurable goal, but let's take it even further. Ask yourself, why is this goal important to you? Maybe it's because you want more energy, or you want to feel stronger, or you want to be a better role model for your kids. When you tie your goals to your deeper motivations, that's when you'll find the drive to push through, even when it's hard. This is the key to building willpower. Know exactly what you want, and understand why you want it. Now here's the key element many people overlook. Your goals need to be aligned with your values. If your goals don't reflect what truly matters to you, you'll lose interest in them quickly. It's the difference between achieving something you feel obligated to do and achieving something you truly care about. When your goals are aligned with your values, every action you take feels more meaningful, and the willpower to keep going becomes a natural byproduct. Another important aspect of goal setting is knowing that it's not all going to be smooth sailing. You will face obstacles, you will encounter setbacks, but when you have clear, meaningful goals, these setbacks don't feel like the end. They feel like a temporary challenge that's part of the journey. And here's the thing. When you set goals that challenge you and push you outside your comfort zone, you build resilience. Resilience is the secret ingredient to success, and it strengthens your willpower in the process. When you hit a roadblock, your willpower doesn't need to disappear. In fact, it gets stronger because you're training your mind to be relentless. One of the most powerful ways to stay committed to your goals is to track your progress. This gives you tangible evidence that you're moving in the right direction. When you can see the small steps you've taken and the improvements you've made, it reinforces your belief that you can achieve your larger goals. Tracking progress also helps to identify areas where you might be slipping up, which allows you to make adjustments and stay on course. Don't underestimate the power of visualizing your goals either. When you picture yourself accomplishing what you set out to do, it becomes easier to stay focused. It's about painting a mental picture of success, feeling the emotions of having achieved what you desire. When your mind is aligned with your actions, it gives you the energy and determination to push through. And let's not forget about the people you surround yourself with. The people you spend the most time with will influence the energy you bring to your goals. If you're surrounded by people who are supportive, positive, and encouraging, it will be easier to stay focused on your path. They'll hold you accountable, celebrate your victories with you, and lift you up when things get tough. On the other hand, if you're surrounded by negativity, or people who don't understand your goals, it will be that much harder to stay motivated. So choose your circle wisely. As you continue to set and achieve goals, you'll start to notice something incredible happening. The more goals you accomplish, the stronger your willpower becomes. Every goal you achieve adds fuel to the fire, making it easier to tackle the next one. It's a cycle of growth that builds on itself. When you look back at where you started, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. Here's the truth. Willpower is not something that you have to be born with. It's not some magical trait that only a few lucky people possess. Willpower is a muscle, and like any muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it. And the more you work toward your goals, the stronger that muscle gets. But to build that willpower, you need clear, actionable goals. You need to know where you're going and why it matters. So take the time to set goals that are specific, measurable, and aligned with your values. When you do, your willpower will follow, and you'll find yourself achieving things you once thought were impossible. How to use daily challenges as willpower builders. You're not going to build willpower by sitting around waiting for it to come to you. No, it's the daily challenges that shape and sharpen that strength of character. It's through the struggles, the tough moments, and the obstacles that your willpower is tested and grows stronger. The reality is, every day presents an opportunity to build your mental and emotional muscle. It's not about waiting for the right moment to show up. It's about creating those moments and choosing to face them head on. Knowing that with each challenge, you get closer to becoming the person you want to be. There's a huge misconception out there. Many believe that willpower is something you either have or you don't. Something you're born with. But that's far from the truth. Willpower is like a muscle. It grows stronger the more you use it. The more you push yourself through small challenges each day, the more you'll strengthen your resolve and build the mental stamina to handle even greater challenges down the road. The truth is, it's not about avoiding discomfort, it's about running toward it. Because when you face the discomfort and push through it, that's when you build the strength to succeed. You have to actively seek out challenges. Why? Because those challenges are the breeding ground for your willpower. Every time you decide to show up, even when you don't feel like it, you build your mental toughness. Every time you do something you're afraid of, you expand your comfort zone, and with it, your ability to overcome obstacles. If you want to strengthen your willpower, you need to stop running away from discomfort and start seeing it as an opportunity to grow. You see, every challenge, no matter how small, is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you're capable of more. And with every little victory, your willpower becomes more solid, more unshakable. Think about it. What does it take to get stronger physically? You don't grow stronger by avoiding weights or avoiding exercise. You get stronger by lifting heavier weights, by pushing your body beyond its limits. It's the same with willpower. The more challenges you face, the stronger you become. But here's the key. It's not about overwhelming yourself with huge tasks. Start small. Each day, choose a small challenge that requires you to exert willpower. Whether it's getting up early when you'd rather sleep in, or saying no to something you crave but don't need, it's these small decisions that compound over time and create lasting results. Each time you make the harder choice, you prove to yourself that you're in control. And that's when willpower starts to grow. Here's where people often go wrong. They think that every challenge has to be some monumental event, but that's simply not the case. The most effective challenges are the ones that come in the form of everyday decisions. It's deciding to stick to your plan when things get tough. It's continuing to push through even when you're tired or frustrated. It's choosing to stay on course when distractions tempt you to wander off. Willpower doesn't come from grand, isolated acts of courage. It's developed through consistent daily decisions. When you commit to showing up every single day, even in the face of discomfort, you are building the muscle of willpower. Now I want to talk about how to make these challenges work for you. The key is to start with the small, manageable challenges that you know you can handle. Start with something simple. Getting out of bed the moment your alarm goes off instead of hitting snooze. It may sound trivial, but it's a perfect example of how you can start flexing that willpower muscle. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And as the little challenges become easier, you'll start tackling bigger ones. This progression is crucial because it's the foundation for building a strong sense of willpower that you can rely on when it truly counts. Now let's talk about why this matters in the long run. Willpower isn't just about making the right decisions today or tomorrow. It's about developing a habit of decision-making that serves your goals, your growth, and your future self. When you build your willpower, you're not just strengthening your ability to do hard things now. You're setting yourself up for future success. You're creating a mindset that says, I don't back down from challenges, I rise to them. And it's that mindset that will fuel your journey to success, no matter what your goals are. When you begin to look at each day as an opportunity to grow, you start to shift your mindset. You stop seeing challenges as obstacles, and start seeing them as stepping stones to greater strength. This mindset is the secret to building willpower that lasts. Instead of seeing challenges as threats, you start to embrace them. You welcome the discomfort because you know that's where growth happens. And as your willpower grows stronger, you'll find that things that once seemed impossible become possible. Tasks that once seemed insurmountable now feel manageable. And as you keep challenging yourself, you'll realize that you've not only built willpower, you've built confidence in your ability to overcome anything that comes your way. And this is where the real power lies, in the daily challenges that shape you. The more you embrace them, the more you'll see how much you're capable of. You'll start to believe in your ability to persevere, to keep pushing even when the going gets tough. Willpower doesn't just come from strength. It comes from the willingness to push through when everything inside of you is telling you to stop. It comes from choosing to take that next step, even when it feels hard, even when it feels like you can't do it. And here's the truth. When you choose to take that next step, when you choose to rise to the challenge, that's when you start becoming unstoppable. The daily challenges are where your willpower is built, where your confidence is forged, and where your future success is created. It's through facing challenges that you learn your true strength. You learn that you are capable of so much more than you ever imagined. And as you continue to show up, As you continue to take on those challenges, you will build a willpower so strong, so unshakable, that nothing will be able to stop you from reaching your goals. So remember this, don't shy away from challenges, seek them out, embrace them. They are the keys to building the willpower that will carry you through every obstacle in your path. Every time you take on a challenge, you become stronger, you become more resilient, and with each step you get closer to the person you've always known you could be. Willpower isn't a trait you're born with, it's something you build, one challenge at a time, and the more you face, the stronger you get. Willpower is a muscle. How to train it every day. You've been told that willpower is a gift, something some people have, and some don't. That's a lie. Willpower is a skill, a muscle, and like any muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it gets. It's not about waiting for some magical moment to feel motivated or inspired. It's about waking up every day and making a decision to do what needs to be done. This is how you build willpower through action, repetition, and consistency. You see, people who have the kind of willpower that makes them unstoppable didn't wake up one day with it fully formed. It was built piece by piece, decision by decision. They got up early when they didn't want to, chose the harder path when it was easier to quit, and stayed focused on their goals, even when distractions were everywhere. They didn't just hope for willpower to show up, they created it. Every day they pushed themselves a little harder, went a little further, and got a little better. And the more they did, the stronger they became. Willpower is like a muscle in the sense that it needs to be exercised regularly to grow. If you want to get stronger, you have to start with small, manageable challenges. Don't try to lift the heaviest weights right away. Start with something that pushes you just a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Maybe it's waking up 10 minutes earlier each morning. Maybe it's saying no to a temptation you normally give into. Whatever it is, it's those small, consistent actions that build the foundation for your willpower. And over time, those small actions will add up to something bigger than you ever thought possible. But here's the kicker. Most people expect willpower to show up magically when they need it most. They expect that when the going gets tough, they'll just have the strength to power through. But that's not how it works. Willpower isn't something you can call on in the heat of the moment. It's something you build slowly, through the daily grind. It's the small decisions you make every day that stack up and prepare you for the bigger challenges ahead. You don't build strength by avoiding difficult situations. You build strength by facing them head-on day after day. When you train willpower, you are training yourself to resist distractions and to stay focused on the goal. Every time you make the choice to push through discomfort, you strengthen your resolve. It doesn't matter how tired you are, how distracted you feel, or how difficult the task ahead seems. You do it anyway, and with every challenge you face, your willpower grows stronger. It becomes easier to stay on track, to push through the resistance, and to take action even when it feels hard. The key to training willpower is consistency. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up every day and doing the work. Willpower isn't something you can build overnight, but if you stay consistent, it will grow. And with that growth comes confidence. You'll start to believe in your ability to follow through, to get things done, and to push through any obstacle that stands in your way. This belief in yourself becomes your superpower. It's what drives you to keep going when others would quit. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers. So how do you train this muscle of willpower? You start small and you do it consistently. Set yourself up for success by creating small challenges that are within your control. These challenges don't have to be massive or overwhelming. They just need to be something that requires you to step outside your comfort zone. When you face these challenges head-on, you prove to yourself that you have the strength to do what's necessary. You build momentum, and that momentum will carry you through even the toughest situations. But it's not just about facing challenges, it's about how you face them. When you train willpower, you have to train yourself to handle discomfort. You can't avoid the hard stuff if you want to grow stronger. Whether it's resisting temptation, doing something you don't want to do, or pushing yourself when you're tired, it's these moments that test your willpower, and it's these moments that build it. The truth is, you'll never know how strong your willpower is until you face adversity. And the more adversity you face, the stronger your willpower becomes. So stop waiting for the right moment to feel motivated. Stop hoping that someday you'll wake up and just have the willpower you need. It's not going to happen that way. You have to create it. You have to build it through daily practice. And once you start, you'll begin to see how powerful you really are. One of the best ways to strengthen your willpower is by setting goals that are both challenging and achievable. Don't set goals that are too easy, because they won't push you. But don't set goals that are so difficult they're discouraging either. Find that sweet spot where you're stretching yourself, but you know it's possible if you put in the work, and then commit to doing whatever it takes to achieve that goal. Every time you accomplish something difficult, no matter how small, you're strengthening your willpower and building your confidence. Training your willpower is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about sticking to your commitments, even when distractions try to pull you away. And it's about believing in your ability to keep going, even when things get tough. The more you train your willpower, the stronger it becomes. And as your willpower grows, so does your capacity to take on bigger challenges and achieve greater success. The key to building willpower is simple: show up, do the work, and keep going. It's not about waiting for motivation to strike. It's about creating the momentum that will carry you through. And when you train willpower the right way, it becomes second nature. It becomes something you rely on, something that's always there when you need it most. So don't wait any longer. Start today. Build your willpower one decision at a time, and watch how it transforms your life. From dreamer to doer, transforming your willpower into action. You are one decision away from changing your entire life. Right now, in this moment, you hold the power to completely transform your future. And it starts with one thing: your mindset. You see, so many of us go through life on autopilot, repeating the same routines day after day, letting our habits dictate where we end up. But what if I told you that the key to unlocking extraordinary levels of success, happiness, and fulfillment lies within your ability to change your mindset? The good news is, it's not as complicated as it seems. And you don't need to be some kind of genius or special person to do it. You just need to make a decision. A decision to shift how you think, how you view the world, and how you approach every situation in your life. Mindset isn't just about positive thinking or wishful hoping. It's about creating a foundation in your mind that allows you to take action, make decisions, and move forward with unwavering confidence. It's about having a mindset that doesn't crumble when faced with adversity, but instead rises up and meets the challenge head on. The truth is, success and personal growth don't come from avoiding discomfort. They come from choosing to thrive within it. When you start to train your mind to be resilient, to embrace challenges, and to focus on solutions instead of problems, everything in your life begins to shift. You become more resourceful, more confident, and more capable of handling whatever life throws your way. And as a result, you start to create a life that truly reflects your potential, not just your current circumstances. The mindset shift you need is not about pretending that everything is perfect. It's about learning how to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace, persistence, and focus. It's about understanding that setbacks and failures are not permanent roadblocks, but rather opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. When you can view challenges from this perspective, you no longer see them as obstacles. You see them as stepping stones that are pushing you closer to your goal. This shift in perspective is a game changer. Instead of feeling defeated or discouraged when things go wrong, you start to feel empowered, knowing that you have the tools and the mindset to turn things around. Imagine waking up every day with a mind that is focused on possibilities, solutions, and growth. Imagine approaching every challenge with the belief that you are capable of overcoming it. Imagine being able to bounce back quickly from setbacks, because you understand that they are just part of the process, not the end of the road. This is the kind of mindset that successful people cultivate. It's not a gift or a special talent, it's a choice. And the best part is, it's a choice that anyone can make, at any time. You don't need to wait for the right moment or some magical sign. You just need to commit to changing the way you think. The key to this shift is realizing that your thoughts have power. Your mind is the starting point for everything that happens in your life. The thoughts you think shape your beliefs, your actions, and your results. So, if you want to change your life, you have to start by changing your thoughts. It's not enough to simply think positive thoughts every now and then. You have to train your mind to focus on the right things consistently. You have to choose thoughts that empower you, that push you toward your goals, and that help you stay focused when distractions arise. This doesn't mean you won't have negative thoughts or moments of doubt. It means that you learn how to redirect your mind and choose thoughts that are aligned with the life you want to create. Your mindset also impacts how you handle failure. If you believe that failure is the end of the road, you'll avoid taking risks and stepping outside your comfort zone. But if you see failure as a necessary part of growth, you'll embrace it as an opportunity to learn and improve. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count, but they didn't let failure define them. Instead, they used it as a stepping stone, a lesson that helped them grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. When you adopt this mindset, failure becomes something to look forward to, because you know that with each failure, you are getting closer to success. One of the most powerful ways to change your mindset is by surrounding yourself with the right influences. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the environment you create all play a huge role in shaping your mindset. If you want to think differently, you have to expose yourself to new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of thinking. This could mean reading books, listening to podcasts, or connecting with people who inspire you. It could mean stepping outside of your comfort zone and challenging yourself to see the world in a different way. The more you expose yourself to new ideas and experiences, the more your mindset will expand, and the more you will grow. The power of mindset is undeniable. It's the foundation of everything you do, and it's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. But here's the secret. Success is not about waiting for the right circumstances to fall into place. It's about creating the right mindset, regardless of the circumstances. When you can train your mind to stay focused, to be resilient, and to embrace challenges as opportunities, you will begin to see massive shifts in your life. The road to success may not always be easy, but with the right mindset, it becomes much more manageable. And when you stay focused on your goals, when you stay committed to your vision, you will eventually reach the destination you've been striving for. So, make the decision today. Choose to shift your mindset, choose to embrace challenges, choose to focus on solutions, and watch as your life begins to transform in ways you never thought possible. Your future is in your hands, and it all starts with the power of your mindset. The importance of consistency. You are standing at the edge of greatness right now. Everything you've ever dreamed of, everything you've ever hoped for, is closer than you think. But it all hinges on one thing: action. You see, dreams are not achieved by simply wishing for them. They are not achieved by thinking about them or hoping that one day they will come true. No, dreams are achieved by taking deliberate, intentional action. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to making those dreams a reality. If you're sitting around waiting for the perfect moment to start, you're going to wait forever. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The only moment that matters is right now. So stop waiting and start acting. You've already got everything you need within you to succeed. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's how we use those hours that makes the difference. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by simply thinking about success. They took action. They decided that they weren't going to wait for the perfect circumstances, the perfect plan, or the perfect time. They just started. And they kept going, one step at a time. It doesn't matter if you're not sure of the next step, or if you don't have all the answers. The most important thing is that you take action, because action leads to progress, and progress leads to success. If you want to change your life, you have to make a move. Don't wait for things to fall into place. Make them fall into place with your actions. But here's the thing. Action alone isn't enough. It's not just about doing something. It's about doing the right things. Too many people spend their time busy, but not productive. They do a lot of things, but they never really get anywhere. That's because they're not focused. They're not clear on what they want, and they're not taking deliberate action toward their goals. Focus is the key to turning action into progress. When you're clear on what you want, when you know exactly what steps you need to take, every action you take becomes a building block toward your dream. And every time you take that step, you move closer to your goal. This is where most people fall short. They think they can't take action until they have everything figured out. They want the perfect plan, the perfect strategy, the perfect method. But the truth is, there's no perfect plan. There's no perfect moment. The only thing that matters is starting and adjusting along the way. The more action you take, the more you learn. The more you learn, the better you get. The better you get, the closer you get to your goal. So stop overthinking it. Stop doubting yourself. Start taking action right now. Even if you don't have all the answers. The answers will come as you go, but they won't come if you're standing still. When you make the decision to take action, you're committing to more than just achieving a goal. You're committing to a lifestyle of growth. You're committing to moving forward, even when things get tough. Because let's face it, things will get tough. Life is full of obstacles and challenges, and the road to success is never easy. But it's in those moments of difficulty that you truly find out what you're made of. It's in those moments that you get the chance to show the world, and more importantly yourself, what you're capable of. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow. Every obstacle is a chance to build resilience, to build strength, and to learn something new. The people who succeed aren't the ones who avoid challenges. They're the ones who embrace them. They're the ones who keep going, no matter how hard it gets. So when life gets tough, remember this is your chance to grow. This is your opportunity to prove that you can do it. But action doesn't just happen on its own. It requires discipline. It requires commitment. It requires you to show up, day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. This is where most people fall short. They start strong, but when the excitement wears off, and the challenges start to pile up, they quit. They stop taking action, and they wonder why they're not making progress. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is discipline. Discipline is the ability to keep going, even when it's hard. It's the ability to push through the moments of doubt, the moments when you want to give up, and keep moving forward. It's about making the decision every day to stay on track, even when things don't go as planned. The good news is, discipline is a muscle that can be built. It's not something you're born with. It's something you develop through practice. The more you commit to taking action, the stronger your discipline becomes. The more you show up, even when it's difficult, the easier it gets to keep showing up. And the more you show up, the more progress you make. So don't wait for motivation to hit you. Motivation comes and goes. But discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades. When you commit to taking action, even when you don't feel like it, that's when you start to see real results. That's when the magic happens. So right now, make the decision to take action. Make the decision to stop waiting and start doing. The world is waiting for you to step into your greatness, but it's not going to wait forever. Time is your most precious resource, and every moment you waste is a moment you can never get back. You've got a dream inside of you that's begging to be realized, and the only way to bring it to life is through action. It doesn't matter if you're not sure what the next step is, or if you feel like you're not ready. You'll never be fully ready. You just have to start. And once you start, everything else will fall into place. So take the first step. Take the second step. Keep going. And watch as your dreams start to unfold in ways you never imagined. How to reward yourself for staying strong. Right now you have the power to change your life in ways you can't even begin to imagine. It's a power that's always been inside you, waiting for you to recognize it, to wake up to the fact that everything you need to achieve your goals is already within your reach. Yet so many people get stuck in a cycle of doubt, indecision, and fear, and that's where they lose out. They talk about what they want, they dream about what they want, but they never actually take the steps needed to make those dreams a reality. And if that sounds like you, it's time to realize something powerful. The only thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted is action. It's that simple. You don't need more motivation. You don't need the perfect plan. What you need is the willingness to move, to act, to commit to taking steps every single day toward your goals. This idea isn't just a motivational quote or a feel-good message. It's the foundation of everything great that's ever been achieved in this world. The people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together, they got there through one simple thing: they decided to act. They decided that they were going to take charge of their lives, regardless of the obstacles in their way, and they did it with no excuses. They stopped waiting for the perfect time. They didn't wait for everything to align. They didn't wait for someone else to do it for them. They took action. And that's why they're where they are now. But the real question is, what are you going to do with the power that's already within you? Right now you are at a crossroads. You can either choose to stay in your current reality, which may feel comfortable, but deep down you know is not what you truly want, or you can choose to break through those walls you've built around yourself and take bold, decisive action. The first step is always the hardest, but the moment you take that first step, everything shifts. The momentum starts to build. You start to see the opportunities that were always there but that you were blind to before. It's like opening your eyes for the first time. When you stop hesitating, when you decide to get up and move forward, the world starts to move with you. Doors begin to open. You start to attract the people, the resources and the circumstances that you need to reach your goals. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's the law of attraction, but it only works when you are actively participating in it. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the sheer amount of things that need to be done, but here's the secret. You don't need to do it all at once. You don't need to solve every problem today. The key is consistency. It's showing up every single day, no matter how small the action might seem. The people who succeed don't do so because they have some magical ability to get everything perfect. They succeed because they understand that success is built over time. They show up when they don't feel like it. They push through even when they want to quit. They make the commitment to keep going no matter what. And in doing so, they gradually build the life they want, step by step. So what's the next step for you? What action are you going to take today that will bring you one step closer to your dreams? Another part of the equation that holds people back is the fear of failure. We've all been there, feeling like we're going to mess up, or that we're not good enough, or that we're not worthy of success. But here's the thing, failure is not the enemy. It's not something to be feared. It's something to embrace. Every successful person you admire has failed many times over. In fact, the more they've failed, the more they've learned, and the more they've grown. Failure isn't the end. It's just a lesson on the road to success. It's feedback. It's proof that you're trying. If you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. So stop fearing failure and start learning from it. Take every setback as an opportunity to grow, to become better, to refine your approach, and to come back stronger. At some point, we all face the voices in our heads that tell us we're not good enough, that we're not capable, that we're wasting our time. But the truth is, those voices are just lies. They're the remnants of your fears and doubts trying to hold you back. They have no power unless you give it to them. The real power lies in your ability to ignore those voices and take action anyway. If you want to succeed, you have to get comfortable with discomfort. You have to be willing to step into uncertainty, to act without knowing exactly how things will turn out. But here's the key. You'll never know how things will turn out if you don't start. The only way to find out is by taking the first step and then the next one and the next. And with each step, you'll gain more clarity, more confidence and more momentum. The journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Building momentum is the key to long-term success. Once you get started, once you make the decision to take consistent action, everything will start to shift. You'll start to see the results, no matter how small they may seem at first. But those small wins will add up, and over time they'll turn into something massive. The hardest part is getting started. The hardest part is breaking through the resistance that tries to hold you back. But once you do, it gets easier. You start to build confidence. You start to believe in yourself more. You start to see that it's possible to achieve everything you've dreamed of. And the best part is, you'll inspire others to do the same. When you take action, you lead by example. You show the world that it's possible to live the life you've always wanted. You show others that they too can take control of their destiny and make their dreams a reality. You are not only changing your life, you're creating a ripple effect that can impact the lives of others around you. Success isn't about doing everything perfectly, and it's certainly not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking consistent, imperfect action every day, no matter how you feel. It's about making a decision today to show up and do the work. It's about building momentum and learning from your failures along the way. The moment you decide to take action, everything changes. The life you've always dreamed of is waiting for you. But you have to take that first step, right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. The perfect moment is now. And the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to take action. So what's it going to be? Are you going to wait, or are you going to move? The choice is yours. And trust me, it's worth it.